Hello my lovable people, I am back in the channel and I want to bring to you another episode of our series, The African Folder. So guys, the title of our episode will be just a simple question. Why do we have refugee camps in Africa? And what does it say about us? So guys, let us dig into this wonderful topic. Guys, let me take you somewhere real. Picture a desert in the northern Kenya or a rocky plain in Uganda. Not a battlefield, but a sea of tents stretching as far as the eye can see. These are not holiday homes or demolished dreamscapes. They are refuge. Places like Dadaab, Kakuma, Bidibidi, and more. Let us begin with the hard numbers, because knowing software, not just feelings, primes your empathy. At the end of 2024, Dadaab, Kenya's massive camp complex, housed 426,822 registered refugees across 4 camps. Have some deep breath. That is more than double the population of my hometown. Then there is Kakuma, originally set up in 1992, now home to hundreds of thousands of people fleeing South Sudan, Ethiopia, and Congo. It has been such a long-term fixture that Kenya and humanitarian groups are planning to transform it into a functioning municipal town. Head over to Uganda and you will find Bidibidi, launched in 2016, now Africa's largest refugee settlement. Around 285,000 people in it. And in Tanzania, Mishamo and Katuba together host tens of thousands, with Mishamo led by refugees growing their own food, a rare model that keeps malnutrition low. So, why are all these camps even here? It comes down to conflict, persecution, famine, environmental disasters, and economic collapse. Refugee camps are emergency safety nets built out of necessity. Almost 70% of Africa's refugee camps lie within 30 to 50 kilometers of a border, close enough to flee quickly and far enough to avoid reaching destabilized state centers. Now zoom out. Africa is not the only continent with refugee settlements. In Bangladesh, Cox's Bazar shelters over 900,000 Rohingya, the largest camp worldwide. In Jordan, Zaatari hosts 78,000 Syrian refugees with schools, shops, solar power, nearly a bona fide city. And in the Middle East, tens of thousands of Palestinians live in long-standing camps across Gaza, Lebanon, and Syria. So, camps exist globally. But in Africa, they tell a deeper story. People displaced by humans, not wild animals. Families flee wars, genocide, and ethnic cleansing, not lions. In Darfur, over 1 million have fled to Chad. In recent months, a refugee camp in Sudan named Zamzam endured an unimaginable massacre. Over 2,000 killed in a single attack. Survivors still living under war's shadow. Guys, here is what these numbers whisper. We are not wild animals. We don't fight over rocks and water. We fight over power, belonging, and ignoring our humanity. If the land is rich, Why are people still fleeing it? Because it is not scarcity, but insecurity from fellow humans that pushes us out. And still, when they arrive in Kenya or Uganda or Tanzania, how do we receive them? The answer, it is clear, with one word extended, the other tentative and temporary. Yes, we help, but only up to a point. We give refugee aid, but we don't always give them home. In Kenya, refugees often gather in enclaves. Somalis in Isili and Ethiopians are clustered in particular estates, not for separation, but because shared history breeds trust, and there is nowhere else felt like home apart from those places. This is coexisting, not fully integrating. Many refugees migrate right into economies, but still live in fear, unsure if they are welcomed or tolerated. When USAID flows stopped, aid-dependent communities inside camps shifted into survival mode again, because they were never invited to settle as full citizens. That is why when they get lucky enough to reach Nairobi, they recreate their communities there, clustering in neighborhoods for safety. So, here is the challenge I want us to stare in the eye. Africa is rich, with land, earth, and potential. We can choose to continue temporary pity, or we can say, no, we invest in these settlements. We gradually dismantle them, convert them into towns, markets, and shared cities. That is possible. Kakuma is already a pilot for that idea. Because when refugees become colleagues, neighbors, and entrepreneurs, everyone wins. Take Adele in Kakuma. She fled Congo with children, learned tailoring, built a business employing 26 people, made over $8,000 in profit through low-rate loans. That is transformation. That is humanity returning. We must move beyond tolerance. We must invest in belonging. Our land is ours, yes, but if we deny sanctuary to people forced out of their homes, we betray our own community. We can welcome them not with caution, but generosity, not with distance, but inclusion, because their struggle echoes ours, seeking safety, love, and a place called home. If you agree, share this, because together we can change the story. From camps built for survival to communities built for flourishing. And that is the philosophy of your young man, Sammy Mwangangi. Today, I just request you to subscribe and share the link to more. Let the family continue growing. I love you guys. Bye.